Jack McLamb is, as a police officer, I know the law, but you're a police officer. As a police officer, can you break down exactly how illegal this is and how outrageous this is?
Yes, sir. Alex, thank you for having me on. This is insane and totally tyrannical. I'm looking at the Supreme Court cases, Marbury versus Madison, that says all laws which are repugnant to the Constitution are null and void. And where rights secured by the Constitution are involved, there can be no rulemaking or legislation which would abrogate the constitutional rules.
But this isn't even a law, Jack. This is just the government's God.
That's what I'm saying. This is totally unconstitutional, and when they go into the gun shows to arrest somebody for doing this, I would like to see everybody in the gun show grab those police officers and ATF officers and arrest them under a citizen's arrest for tyranny, because that's exactly what they're committing, and that's what ought to be done. The people ought to grab them and put their own cuffs on them and hold them for prosecution. But now, you know, when I was in Phoenix, Arizona as a cop, me and the other cops saw the most criminal prosecutors, I mean literal criminal prosecutors that would destroy evidence, manufacture evidence, and pay witnesses to get on the witness stand and lie through their teeth. They would pay them big money. They're the only ones that got promoted up to judgeships in Arizona. And around the country, the same thing happened, because the criminals at the top, the terrorists and the treasonous scumbags at the top of our system they don't want to be prosecuted, so they only elect criminal prosecutors to judgeships today.
But, Jack, there is no doubt that the Austin Police Department knows this is illegal and the BATF knows it's a crime. I mean, they know it's illegal to go around telling people they can't do things without a law. They know this is illegal.
That's right. That's right. They have to know that. And so it's time for the people to stand up, brother. Psalm 94:16 in the Bible says, "Rise up against the evildoers and stand up against the workers of iniquity." And that's what God told us to do. And we're now hiding in our churches waiting the pre-trib rapture of the saints next week. And we're not willing to stand up against satanic, evil, communist government like we have today under communist abomination and his communist attorney general.
By the way, every one of his czars gives public speeches praising Mao, and I mean, these people are criminals.
And they are communists. They absolutely are.
All right, well, stay there. I specifically, though, was going off color of law, official oppression, racketeering, civil rights violation. From the law, I want you as a true lawman to go over just how illegal this is. I mean, this is outrageous. Let's get Sheriff Mack on, too, about this. I mean, this is incredible. They are just declaring they can do whatever they want, that they are the law. Okay, I'm going to Roy, Mitch, Kevin, Pete, and others. Roy was at the Austin show. It's confirmed the gun show's fighting it. They're asking people to sign a petition to the Attorney General of Texas. They're saying there's these lawless people here in uniforms with no law or regulation or even fake ruling, just saying you can't have private sales of guns. Infowars.com headline, Feds, cops attempt to shut down legal gun sales in Austin, Texas. They didn't attempt. They did it. The Kurt Nimmo story is key. We got to get all the national and local gun groups involved, because I've confirmed that cities are doing this with fake regulations that get overturned. This isn't even that. They don't even cite it. They just show up and say, you must. But at the end and at the front, they say, we are asking you. You are being asked to comply. Thank you for your cooperation. But they say must in there. Jack, I've had a lot of constitutional scholars on, Larry B. Kraft, Ron Paul, countless others, but I'm asking you, as a peace officer and one of the leading experts in this, am I right that this is a violation of civil rights, Constitution, official oppression, intimidation, racketeering, that this is being done through pure color of law? I mean, there's so many things that this is illegal on.
It sure is, brother. It's totally unconstitutional, and I looked up Supreme Court cases, Norton versus Shelby County, that says an unconstitutional act, now that's not a law, is not law. It confers no rights, imposes no duties, affords no protection. So this is an unconstitutional act that they're trying to enforce there, and it is totally illegal and unconstitutional, and they ought to be arrested for it, Alex. You know, they ought to be arrested, citizens' arrest on these people, because a citizen can arrest when he sees or she sees a felony committed in their presence.
And there are thousands of federal...
If they come into a gun show to arrest somebody under this, then they are committing a felony in the presence of the people there, and the people have a right to do a citizen's arrest on these guys and put them in their own handcuffs and hold them until the police get there.
But that's what they're doing, is out in the open. We have thousands of state and federal rulings about cases with police. If a cop's raping somebody or robbing somebody, it is a citizen's arrest. And this, right. Because the citizens constitute the state that then charters the cities. They work for us. That's how you can arrest somebody that you catch robbing your car.
That's right. We are the sovereigns in this land, and they work for us. And they can't do things. I like Thomas Jefferson's quote, "No free man shall ever be debarred the use of arms. The strongest reason for the people to retain their right to keep and bear arms is as a last resort to protect themselves from tyranny in their own government." And that's exactly what's going on right now, brother.
Let me stop you there.
In our own government.
Let me stop you there. I want to go more over the history with you as our expert on this. But let's go to Roy, who was at the Texas gun show here in Austin, Texas. Roy, what did you witness?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me, Alex?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I've got another little tidbit of information that I found out. I had to leave the show at about 2 o'clock, and then I had to come back up there at about 5 to meet someone. And what I found out, what I'd missed, is that they actually led one of the vendors out, who I've known for a long time. They let him out in handcuffs after he apparently sold a firearm to an illegal alien. So I'm not sure if they're using illegal aliens without IDs to set up some of these.
Oh, they're definitely doing stings. That was my next point I meant to make last hour, was that they're setting people up. They're trying to set the precedent and a chilling effect so people don't exercise their right to have private sales. So someone refused to follow their illegal order, and so they set him up.
Yes, sir. And what I found out also is that they confiscated some of his everything he had brought to the show. Again, I did not witness this, but it's from a very credible source.
All right, let me stop you. Start at the beginning. Recap how they were giving out the notices, what you saw, the petition against it, what was going on in Austin.
Well, a friend of mine who had come from out of town, who met me at the show, he called me at 8 o'clock in the morning and asked me, hey, are they still having the show? Because it appeared dead. So I said, well, let me check. I got on the website, and there's where I first initially saw the notice on their website that you posted. And apparently that was posted Thursday or Friday evening, so it caught everyone off guard. And, yes, they were handing out those flyers at the door, and every vendor had one of those flyers posted near their items for sale to let everyone know. And I was also informed that anyone walking around with a firearm, it's from his personal collection, if he was to sell to someone else walking around, that they had to go over to a FFL dealer in order to complete the transaction and so it's basically having this third party do a background check.
But they didn't, they cited no law or regulation. We have their notice. They just said, you will do this because we have guns and we're the government and we're Mao Zedong and all political power grows out of a barrel of a gun. Roy, stay there. I want Jack McLamb to be able to question you on the other side of this quick break. Folks, this is the real deal, 110% bona fide, dyed-in-the-wool tyranny.